Welcome all to 5 Minutes with Kerusso. I'm Whitney, and I hope you've enjoyed the guest speakers that we've had over the past few weeks. We've got more coming for you, but for today, you get to hang out with me. So I want to talk today about something that might be a little difficult. I want to speak about the political climate that we're in right now. And I'm not here to share my personal opinions on any of that, but I'd rather talk about how we as Christians can treat each other in such a difficult situation, because even among Christians, it's a very divisive environment where we're being pitted against each other, basically, and we're all disagreeing with each other. We all, in some way or another, feel like our thoughts and opinions and even core beliefs are being challenged or maybe even threatened. And it may even be coming from people that we care about. And that's not a situation that anybody wants to find themselves in. So I hope what I have to share today can bring at least a little bit of relief to this very stressful situation. So there are so many passages in the Bible that talk about how this world is not our home. We are in this world, but not of this world. And we're first citizens of the kingdom of God. I don't know about you, but that brings me a lot of relief, especially on days when I'm like up to my neck in strife and stressing about the state of this country or the state of the world. It's good sometimes to just step back and remember that this is only temporary. This world is not eternal. The leaders that we have had or might have are nothing compared to God. He is the ultimate leader. And that's such a good, almost like a North Star to recenter on when it feels like life is just chaos. Now, that doesn't mean that I should just dissociate from this world, because we should, as Christians, still be responsible citizens of this world because we have to live in it. And so I kind of want to point out a few spots in the Bible where Jesus is a responsible citizen of the world. Now, so many Bible verses talk about respecting authority because our leaders are given authority from God. And Jesus shows us that. He tells his people to still pay taxes to Caesar, and he doesn't resist arrest when law enforcement comes to arrest him. He yields to Pilate's judgment of him to be crucified. But he also publicly challenges Pharisees and Sadducees in the streets when he finds that their teachings are harming his community. So we see that he respects authority, but he also holds them to a standard when they're not doing what's right. We as Christians should feel empowered to stand up for what's right and to make changes in our community when something can be improved. And we don't just have to stand by and let something be. Jesus was in no way passive about improving the world around him. And in Matthew 5, he tells us to let our light shine before men so that they may see our good deeds. We are called to make this world better, even if it is just a temporary home. We are called by Jesus to take responsibility as responsible citizens of this world to try to make it better, not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us. And we can do that ourselves. We don't have to wait for leadership to do that for us. Now, we can still be responsible in how we pick our leaders and how we hold them accountable and what standards we hold them to, but we can go out into our communities and make immediate changes. So real quick, I want to read from 2 Timothy chapter 2. It's a passage about a worker approved by God. And in verses 23 through 25, it says, "Have nothing to do with foolish, ignorant controversies. You know that they breed quarrels. And the Lord's servant must not be quarrelsome, but kind to everyone, able to teach, patiently enduring evil, correcting his opponents with gentleness." There's a lot of disagreement out there right now. There's a lot of fighting and bickering and very pointed opinions being flung at each other, even on our social media news feeds. And above all, I think the best thing that we can take from Jesus's example is kindness before anything else. It's okay to stand up for what we believe is right. It's okay to take a stand and try to make the world a better place. It's okay to vocalize when you feel like something is wrong or unjust, or when you feel like your leaders aren't matching your standards. But when we call each other out, when we draw attention to someone else disagreeing with us, we can do that in kindness and gentleness. And it's so important to remember that they're a person too, just like you. They are muddling through this life as best as they can, just like you are. And so above all, I think if we Christians can just be kinder to those around us, I think that will take us miles in this crazy situation that we're all in together. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope God blesses you.